Hello there, Tamers, trainers, and domesticators, and welcome back to Vox System Plays. Except today we're neither playing nor live. I am VoxNix, and today I will be showing off our cube for Digimon TCG 2020. Now, for those of you who don't know what a cube is, it's basically a custom booster pack or booster box designed for draft play. And for those of you who don't know what draft play is, draft is basically when a bunch of nerds get together and open a bunch of fresh booster packs and then plays with the cards that come out of those packs. That's a lot of fun because it forces you to be very creative and kind of work with what you get and try to be flexible with your deck building. So that's all really fun, really great, but it's really expensive to buy a bunch of booster boxes to play draft together. And so a lot of people have come up with the idea of making cubes. It originated from Magic the Gathering, but people do it in Pokemon, people do it in Digimon, people do it in everything. In every card game. And basically, cube allows you to have one set of cards that you use for draft play that you can pack away in your little cube box after you're done. So instead of having to buy a new booster box every time, you have one set ones that you use every time, and that saves you a lot of money. Unless you're me and decide to buy one copy of every card ever created to make sure that you have the flexibility to customize your cube on the fly if you feel like it. That's expensive. There's a lot of really expensive Digimon cards. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So yeah. Now, there are many ways to make cubes, and Digimon actually has an official draft rule set where you can digivolve from any color you want, regardless of color requirement. That is to make it easier to not get stuck, not being able to digivolve, because you kind of get to the luck of the draw whether or not you can make a consistent color deck. And some people use that rule for their cubes. Some people do something similar yet a little different, where they have like a rule where it costs an additional memory to evolve from a color that the Digimon normally couldn't evolve from. So that we don't like that. So instead, we have a cube where there's a bunch of Digimon that can Digivolve from multiple colors, Digivolve from cards with certain names, has multiple colors themselves, that kind of stuff, to ensure that you can Digivolve by the standard rule sets, by color requirement, almost regardless of what it is you end up with during draft. It's quite elegant, I would like to say. I think we successfully managed to get something that really goes fluidly and allows people to build decks. It does result in some funky, funny things, like you can go like Gilmon into Loemon into Antillamon into Leomon Ace, for example. So it goes like Gilmon being red purple, and then you evolve it into Loemon, which is purple or purple yellow, and then you can like Antillamon purple green and Leomon green yellow. So you get some funky Digivolution lines, but ultimately I like that we are following the rules as written. Almost. So the decks are only 40 cards big instead of 50, and the reason for that is consistency. My cube is a singleton cube, which means I'm only using one copy of each card in the cube, and that means that there are no playsets to give you consistency. And so to give you a chance to actually draw the cards you want, we have a lot of searchers and we have smaller decks. That puts purple at a mild disadvantage because it means they have an easier time decking out, but ultimately I think it's good, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the cube I made only goes up to booster 20, and the reason for that, if you go into the if you check the document that is linked down below, you will find that it's full of all my cube deck lists, and you will find that the most recent one that isn't this one is from booster 11. And the reason for that is that we had to move and that meant that things get put away in boxes, and we needed to unpack, we needed to find the right furniture, and there was a lot of things that meant that we were kind of like stuck, not being able to build cubes at the moment, and that was a long, stressful stretch of time. Not gonna lie. I did forget to mention that like we did have a bunch of boosters laying around, but like they went unused because of this. So yeah, now we're gonna catch up. So this goes into boost 20, and we hope to make another cube profile release that does up to 25, and that one's gonna be like based off of like Time Stranger and Cyber Sleuth, so that's gonna be fun. But this one is the one we call the second frontier, spelled the O2 frontier. So it's like supposed to be like O2 and frontier stuff. You can also call it armor versus hybrid, or hybrid versus armor if you want. There is a lot of dual color cards that are either armor, DNA Digivolutions, or hybrid Digimon. So that felt like a really good way to theme the deck, and so, not the deck, the cube. And so, without further ado, let's get into it by starting with looking at the white cards. And in the white cards, we have like a Digivolution support option card that works in any color, which is good because we run the proper color rules. It's win rate 60% from EX1. I don't know if like the camera does properly. There you go. Yeah. We run armor texture, which is a again another card that works regardless of what color you're using, which is another good reason to run it. And it helps with the whole armor gimmick if you want to run an armor deck. And aside from the armor support, we have 3 different cards that support hybrid. 2 of them are searchers that help with hybrid decks. The other one helps you evolve one of your hybrid cards to level 6. So so yeah, I think all around. Oh wait, I misremember. Nemon is not a searcher. Nemon is a card that helps you play Tamers and stuff. Regardless, this here helps with the consistency of decks, and again, having cards that can be played in multiple colors is huge for this kind of cube specifically. So the fact that all of these works with a multitude of colored decks is very useful. Now, we don't have any level 7s because we think that level 7s, while strong and really cool, messes with the balance of the cube. Like it is, like if we had to add level 7s, we think that we would need at least 8 level 7s in the cube, so that there is what's called a chance for every player to get one, and that eats up a lot of slots. Also because we think that at least an equal amount of each color would be good, and I don't really think there is enough generic level 7s. Like there is like level 7s that's like, if you have Garurumon in Delusion, or like if you Digivolved on Imperial Dramon, or if Legend Arms, and see, things need to be a certain level of splashable to work in cube, because otherwise they don't really. So there's like a limited amount of level 7s, and having 2 level 7s for each color, because we have more than 6 cards, might be a tall ask. And so aside from that, we also think it's going to mess with the ratios, because the ratios is a lot easier to figure out when you have fewer different levels. And I also recommend people to not add level 7s to their cubes for that reason. Of course, if level 7s are very important to your enjoyment of your Digimon TCG experience, like if you can't do it without anyone, then I'm sure there are ways to do it, and do it in fun ways. I just think, personally, more trouble than it's worth. So, with that said, we're gonna dive in to the level 6s, and I'm gonna have to, real quick, find them, which there are. My red level 6s. I need to find them. blue level 6's come here. I have them sorted, the cards, but I haven't sorted by color, so it's like, oh, I need to go find the... I should have thought that through, but I'm unscripted, so I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Yellow level 6. Green level 6. We should get rolling in a second. So here we got the black level 6 and purple level 6. I say that, but I haven't found them yet. Give me half a second. And boom. There we go. Okay. So, first off, let's start with the red ones, which is the following. Emperor Greymon for hybrid players. This is a pure red card, so that is for people who decide to make a red hybrid deck. Valkyriemon Ace. Now, Ace Digimon are very, very important to this cube, because I think counterplay is a very important part of any given Digimon game, or well, any given TCG. So having a bunch of Ace Digimon that allows some interaction on the opponent's turn is huge. Valkyriemon Ace in particular is important because it is the fully evolved form of Hawkmon, which means it falls into the O2 versus Frontier theming, which is great. Not every card will perfectly fit into that, but it is pretty nice. Ancient Greymon. This one is red and purple, and therefore can go in either red or purple hybrid decks. Often you will end up with a deck that uses multiple colors. So if you have like a green-red hybrid deck, this could be in that deck. Or if you have like a purple-yellow hybrid deck, it could also be in that. So yeah. Emperor Greymon, again, a different one. This one is not pure red. This one is red, green, and blue, which allows it considerably more splashability. Digimon. Hey, so here's the first guy who is not really fitting into either the Frontier nor the O2 theming. He is, however, a strong yellow-red Digimon, which means that here is a boss card that you can draw and add into any red or yellow deck, again making it splashable, making it easier to get to those cool Mega Digimon. Volcanic Dramon here is also not in theme, but a red Digimon that evolves from either black or red. Similar story as Digimon. Medieval Gallimon, again similar story as the other two. Red, green, splashable, fun mega. Medieval Gallimon is also like the coolest Gallimon. Sorry to anyone who likes Megidramon, which is it technically a Gallimon? Yeah, no, I really like this Gallimon over the others, even over Crimson Mode. Valkyriemon. So, I said up to booster 20. I was wrong. It's up to 21. It was originally meant to be up to 20, but then we discovered these promos here, the LM promos with Valkyriemon and Vikemon, and we decided that it is worth it to go to 21, just so that the O2 theming can get a little bit stronger by having more copies of their boss cards. And so there is a second Valkyriemon, and it's again, it is red-blue, dual multicolor for stats splashability. And so there is the lineup. And I know I said these are the red ones. These are the ones that we decided count for the red part of the cube. We have like a little bit of a system. You can see that if you look at the document down below, where we are like, we had set aside 8 slots for red Digimon, red level 6 Digimon. We set our 8 slots for blue level 6 Digimon. That way we make sure that there's a minimum of so many Digimon for each color. We also try to do this. You can see here, there is at least one Digimon that can evolve from red yellow, at least one that can evolve from red black, at least one that can evolve from red green, at least one from blue, and at least one from purple. And that, I believe, is all the colors. Red, blue, yellow, green, black, purple. Yes, that's all the colors. So there is some overlap with each, and you will find that in almost every single one of these, that there is a way to evolve from at least one of every color. There's one exception, and that is blue-purple, because there's very few blue-purple options that are splashable. There is the light claw, cyber sleuth, the Animon, which is too new to be in this cube. As I said, we ended at boosted 21. There is Leviathan, which only works with 7th grade demon lords, and there's like maybe like one or two more. So there are very few, which limited our options, unfortunately. But yeah. Moving into the next, into the blue, at which point we have Imperial Dramon Dragon mode. Green blue splashable that also represents O2. Pretty cool addition, if I have to say so myself. There is very limited amount of like what's it called, Imperial Dramons that actually would fit in the cube, because they're not splashable enough for the most part. Most of them requires the other Imperial Dramon to work. So like you go between Dragon mode and Fighter mode to do your combos or whatever. So a lot of them has like effects that only work with Imperial Dramon Fighter mode or Imperial Dramon Dragon mode, which makes them not very flexible, not very splashable, and not very cube friendly. So yeah, unless you of course do a cube where all of your green Digimon, all your blue Digimon of Imperial Dramon. But I did find this one, and this one is splashable, so that's wonderful. We have a Magnagarumon adding to the hybrid stuff. We have Magnamon X Antibody, which is technically not an armor Digimon, but falls into like the armor stuff. It also gets an additional effect from having armor in its trait, which normally stuff like that, as I said, makes things less splashable, but because this is an armor themed cube, the same goes for like hybrid stuff. There are so many armor and hybrid cards in this cube that it is easy to meet this condition. Whitemon Ace, really again important to have aces, important to have O2 representation. So you might think, well, that's Joe's mega, but actually Whitemon was designed to be Shakumon's evolution originally. So this is O2 representation. It is Cody's mega. Joe did also get Whitemon because it's a natural evolution to Pseudomon. So during the 15th anniversary, I believe they made a PSP game where Pseudomon evolves into Whitemon and it's just stuck since. Which is why that is the mega form for Joe's Digimon in Adventure Tri. But that's all just fun meta stuff. Originally, Gomamon's mega was supposed to be Plesiomon. So if you want Cody and Joe to have different megas, Cody's is Whitemon, Joe's is Plesiomon. People has also gone the other way and said like now officially Whitemon is Gomamon's evolution. Even if Plesiomon was designed to be it, it didn't happen in canon media until, Joe didn't get a mega in canon until Tri. And then it was Whitemon and we had to live with that. And so people have been thinking, well, what should Shakumon then have? And they've been thinking like Godramon, which then became Patamon's mega in the reboot. So, Clavis Angemon and Slash Angemon are both big contenders for that. I honestly think like we probably need an entirely new Digimon design for that. This is like an entire tangent, but it would be nice if Cody, EOD, whether you prefer sub or dub, got a mega evolution for Shakumon that wasn't shared with Joe. And I think like something like Pyramidmon is like a good example of what I think would work, because Shakumon is like a very abstract design for the concept of like a holy Digimon combined with an earthy Digimon. So it became like a what are they called again? I don't remember what they're called. I'm sorry. But it became this religious clay doll thing, and that's kind of makes sense and it's kind of interesting. So I think something that has like religious meaning that isn't necessarily Christian, and has some earthy stuff going on for it. And Pyramidmon is like a good example of like what I'm thinking about when I think Shakuman evolution. Now I know that one has its own evolution line and it's from Liberator and it's fine. I'm not saying we should steal that one. I'm just saying something similar in design philosophy could work, because the Pyramidmon or Pyramidimon, or I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's like Royal Pharaoh stuff combined with like earthy stuff, and it's, you get what I mean. Anyways, that's a tangent. Vikemon Ace good, Splashable good, representation of O2 good, Ancient Garurumon Splashable good, hybrid stuff good, representation of Frontier good. Ancient Megatheriumon, same rules as Magna Garurumon. Invisimon here is here for that extra splashability between blue and black. It's a pretty decent mega. Cophilamon is the only mega I could find that helps make purple and blue more splashable. So it's really funny because for how hard it is to find purple and blue megas, purple and blue non-megas are relatively like here and there. Oh right, there's also Garurumon X Antibody, but that one only works with Garurumon X Antibody, so not super splashable. But yeah, there we have the let's do that. There we have the mega lineup for blue. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, this is consistent also with red. Either it's a free Digimon that evolves from the O2 cast, it's a hybrid evolution Digimon, or well, this one isn't free, but it's vaccine, but it falls into the same category. Or it's a Digimon with two colors that can splash and helps build bridges between the colors for deck construction. That's basically how the entire thing has been designed. So yeah, moving all of this over here. Now, for yellow, we have the starter deck Mastermon, DNA Digivolution, 2-color, and I guess it sort of represents Hikari because it is an evolution of Anti-Woman, although that might be stretching it a bit. It's Mirai is the character that's mostly known for this one. Ancient Castmon representing Frontier again. Magnamon X Antibody, a 3-color one, so really splashable. And again, Armor Purge. Also, it's a high-level blocker. Pretty good card. Dennismon Ace, more Ace cards to help with that interactability. Magna Garurumon, also a 3-color card, hybrid. Saberleomon Ace, Quantumon, dual-color card. Vikemon, more O2 representation. And moving into green, Mega Gargomon Ace. You could say that this is O2 representation too, if you're willing to stress in Willis/Wallace and his Terriermon, which never evolved up to Mega, mind you. It went Armor into Rapidmon, but yeah, there's another Imperial Dragon mode. It's one of the old ones, so I'm not sure if it's up to par power creep wise compared to a lot of the other cards in Cube. This is why test playing is important. I need to play some more with this Cube to be sure about this one. But again, can evolve from blue and green, so it's splashable and it represents the O2 cast. So pretty neat. Ancient Beetlemon, hybrid, represents the Frontier. Pilgrimon Fighter Mode. Grand Quagmon Ace, which is the mega form of Wormmon. Like, you may have noticed that I did say that that it is Cody's mega that is Vikemon. And that's because there is this thing where for a while it was said that if you Jokris/DNA Digivolve Angemon and Ankylomon together, but Angemon is the leading one, you get what's it called? You get Holy Angemon, and for some reason I can't remember what his Magna Angemon, what his stuff name is, Magna Angemon, which is the natural ultimate for Patamon. And so, in that sense, Patamon's Mega would be the natural one that comes from that, which would be Seraphimon, whereas Cody's Mega would be whatever Shakomon evolves into then. So, that logic also falls to Ken and Davis slash Daisuke. And what's called? That's why Dino Beamon exists. Like, because Wormmon is not a previously existing adventure Digimon cast character that had a evolution already. So they did design Wormmon's ultimate, and it wasn't used in the anime. I don't know if it ever will be, but that is what Dino Beamon is. And it's kind of funny because Anti-Woman and Magna Anti-Woman was designed before the idea of the Geogresses. They don't look like combination Digimon, even though lore-wise they are. But that's because they're sort of both. Like, they're natural evolution, but they're also, quote-unquote, the Geogress, because if Patamon takes charge, or if Gatomon takes charge, then we get Anti-Woman, and it's weird. It's weird. But Sylphimon, Shakomon, Dino Beamon, and Piltramon were all designed with the Geogress thing in mind. And so Dino Beamon, which also, like, it's a really funny name because it's like Dino for dinosaur for Beamon, and then B because Wormmon, but there's also a pun for the Beamon sounds like Vmon, so it's funny. I really like it for that. And Grand Kumagamon, which many people would have thought would have been the mega of Kuwagamon, but no, Digimon gets created in confusing and weird ways, was designed to be the mega evolution of Dino Beamon, and so this is the Wormmon evolution. And so it is O2 representation, it is dual color for splashability, it is an ace for interactability, it is one of the most perfect cards for this cube. Ancient Casamon, dual color, hybrid, frontier representation, what's called hybrid, support, green Digimon, and another ace, and it's yellow-green, which is nice. Cherubimon, O2 representation, you could say, for Willis Wallace. And yeah, there you go. That's the green ones. Sorry about the tangent about Dino Beamon. I know a lot of like Digimon trivia, so that might not be the last time that happens. So, black. Start with Gaiomon, and then we have Ancient Weismon, Shadow Seraphimon, which is what is called Frontier's representation, even if it's not a hybrid Digimon. Because this is what happened when one of the hybrid Digimon possessed Seraphimon in Frontier. So yeah, and it's a dual color and an ace. Ancient Beetlemon, another Ancient Weismon, Heavy Leomon, Metal Cedramon, and Dark Dramon. So the thing about the hybrid cards, or well, I guess it's just hybrid cards. The thing about the hybrid cards that are only one color is that they are still splashable because there is so much hybrid support in this set that you could run this in a like black red or black blue hybrid deck and it would still work just fine. You would find ways to use this card even if your deck is not entirely what's called one color, because there are cards that work with it. Of course, we do try to keep the things that are pure one color and can only evolve from one color down to 2 or less per color, at least in the level 6s. It becomes a little more common the further down we go, but there's more freedom and flexibility further down. Like, if you can only get to green and purple level 5s, you are stuck playing green and purple level 6s, and so it is very important to have like that or that available. So yeah. Now, purple. We're doing first and foremost Metal Garurumon Ace. It's a pure purple Digimon. It's an ace. To add to that interactability, Cherubimon, purple green, Ancient Sphinxmon, hybrid, or fighting on full mode, purple yellow, and could make the argument that this is also Hikari representation, as it is an anti-woman evolution, and it makes more sense here because this one actually is one of Hikari's used Digimon in Digimon Tri. Bagramon evolves from purple and black, so it's splashable and actually a really strong card. Ancient Sphinxmon, Heavy Metalmon Ace, dual color and Ace, Cherubimon purple and green, and you know Cherubimon is O2 and Frontier representation because it's both Wallace and Willis, but also the big bad guy of Frontier. So it's fun to have some Cherubimons here. It's also, I believe we have Ophinemon, Fallen Shadow Serapimon, and Cherubimon Vice in this what is called in this cube, which is also just absolute fun. Oh, for those of you who don't know, those are the 3 great angels, and all of them got corrupted at one point or another in different stories. So it's kind of fun that all of them are here like that. I think the next thing I want to show off would be the option cards. Because now that we know what megas are available in here, we can now infer what everything else is here for. And so, we can show off and talk about the options cards. So yeah. My yellow option cards. My green option cards. My black option cards, which are there, and then the purple option cards. So, you may already notice that actually there is a blue option card missing here. Going back, gonna find it. There it is. So you may notice that we have all of the trainings: offense training, mental training, physical training, agility training, defense training, and wisdom training. These are cards that helps with Digivolution and has a delay effect. Helps search and then has a delay effect that helps with Digivolution. And that's just generally nice. Searching and Digivolution support adds to consistency of every deck, so that's why we are running them. Then, in red, we have Gaia Force. Gaia Force is a classic. I can imagine there are a lot of older Digimon TCG players that recognize this card. And Gaia Force is removal. In my playgroup, we call it the nuke button. It is very much I don't want to fight that Mega Digimon you just put down, and I'm going to remove it. Having removal, again, allows for interactability between players, and it also means that if one player is ahead of another, it is also really effective, like comeback mechanic. It does cost a lot of memory, but a lot of the nuke button does that. We tried having at least one nuke button per color, preferably a little bit more. Here we have Fire Rocket, which is a support card for Armor Digimon. For red or Armor Digimon. And it works well with dual color cards, which there are a lot of in this cube. It basically just gets security plus 1 for 1 cost. Here is Ancient Guardian Deity, which what's called is support for the hybrid decks. Works with 10 warriors as well. And Tamers with inherited effects. We have Red Scramble, and I'm gonna leave that there for now. Moving into blue, we have Kaiser Nail, which is again an iconic card, and I have the alternate art, so hard not to use it. Like, it looks good. Kaiser Nail alternate art. Let's have it in the cube just because of that. It allows you to play a Digimon from your Digivolution cards, or from one of your blue Digimon. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. It is an old card. It's been power crept a little bit, so it's like not as fancy as it used to be, but you can't have me pass up on the alternate art. Now, Giga Death is a green-blue nuke button. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then place up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of the deck's anymore. So you can just suspend whatever you have a problem with and then get rid of it. It also has a security effect, so that's pretty nice. And Oh look, it's blue scramble, and I'm gonna leave that there. We'll be talking about that in a moment. Physical training, recharge plug-in queue. So this is a very special option card because it works as long as you have a tamer in play. Any tamer will do. And this cube has a lot of tamers in it, so it should be easy enough to pop it. It gets added to as like a Digivolution card, and has like this little inherited effect that that basically gives your Digimon an extra hit point, which is very useful. Recharge plugin Q. Violence Breath, here's our yellow nuke button. Give a Digimon minus 15,000 DP. And I'm gonna tell you this, without level 7s, finding something with more than 15,000 DP is gonna be hard. This is a very effective yellow kill button, nuke button. Let's kill things. Plasma Shot. Plasma Shot here is an armor support card. It works for any armor. If you have any armor Digimon in play, regardless of color, one of your Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn, and all your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000 DP for the turn. So that's like 5,000 to one and 1,000 to the others. It can kill a thing or two. Pretty neat. And yellow scramble. Then in green we have Lightning Blade, an armor support card again. This one gives a Digimon with 2 colors piercing, which is pretty good. Grand Assault is the green nuke button. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. So, pretty effective removal, very useful. Green Scramble. I'm realizing something. Is it insensitive to say nuke button? I'm realizing a lot of people might have been very emotionally affected by those kinds of weapons. Maybe it is. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna change my language for the rest of the video. I'm sorry. But yeah. Defense training. Iron Fist Onslaught. This is our removal option for black. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost, so you can get rid of some really nasty stuff with that. Dark Gaia Force, another removal option, this one for red and black. Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose play cost adds up to 15 or less and delete them. There's not a lot of things that has more than 15 play cost in without level 7s, so that works very well. Defense plugin C works as long as you have a tamer in play. Otherwise, as long as you can meet the color requirements as long as you have a tamer in play, is what I meant. And you can give one of your Digimon blocker and reboot for a turn, which is very useful. Black Scramble. Wisdom Training, Chaos Degradation, another removal option. This is a yellow-purple one. Relatively strong. Metal Impulse, also a removal option. This one de-digivolves a Digimon instead of removing it entirely, but still it very much gets the job done. And then Purple Scramble. Now you can see that we have all of the scrambles. It allows to help with Digivolution, and then it has a delay effect that allows you to put a card on top of your deck and maybe play a card. So again, helps with consistency, very useful to have. And you might expect to see some memory boost after that, and that is correct. We have Sepia, Grape, Jade, Amber, Wisteria, Garnet, Vermilion, Navy, Chartreuse, Chrome, Midnight, and Magenta Memory Boost. So all of these have the ability that allows you to search for a card of the color that matches, which in the case of Midnight, all of these are like pseudo dual color cards. So like this one is black and green, this one is black and blue, that is purple red, so on and so forth. And that goes for all 12 of them. So they're dual color cards that allows you to search for 2 different color types of cards, and then has a delay that gives you 2 memory. So they are both searchers, and memory control, which adds to consistency and is very useful. A lot of that is great for stuff like Cube. So yeah, white cards, the options cards. Just gonna add the white options on top of that. I'm gonna move this here, and I think we're ready to go with the Tamers. Well, whenever I find all of them. So, see here. I'm sorry if I'm rambling today. As I said, it's unscripted. So yeah. See here. And one more. Sorry for being quiet for a second. Boom. Here we have all of the Tamers. And we're gonna be starting with looking at the red ones, of course. Which we have Yoli Inui. She's just had to be here. Miyako, for those of you who are sub prefers. She is memory control and O2 representation, and she can delete Digimon. So, pretty good. We have Tai Kamiya and Kari Kamiya. Kari is O2 representation. It is yellow and red, so it's splashable. It is memory control, and it has an effect that works with both red and yellow Digimon, which is excellent. Takuya Kanbara, of which we have multiple of him. Different ones. This is booster 12, this is booster 17. This one is from booster 21. And each of these are red Tamers with inherited effects that works with hybrids. Booster 12 one in particular is also memory control, which is really nice. We also have the Takuya and Koji, which is a yellow-red Tamer with inherited. It is also memory control. And all of these, of course, work with hybrid Digimon as they are designed. There are more red Tamers that work with hybrid than any other color. So red has a little bit of an advantage if you want to go hybrid. That is a little bit unfortunate. I could run fewer of those, maybe to make it more balanced. But honest, I think the more things that synergize with hybrid, the less of an issue it is. Like I don't think we'll ever be in a situation where someone ends up hoarding all the red hybrid cards. What is more likely to happen is that each player who decides to play hybrid is going to have 1 to 2 Takuyas. And then they will be running like red-blue or red-green or red-purple or whatever. So yeah. They're the blue Tamers, and if I remember correctly, Tommy was banned at one point, which is wild. To be fair, he's very, very splashable. He was designed for blue hybrid, but you can see a trash-free Digivolution card from the bottom one of the Digimon just for being unplayed, so he could have been put in a lot of decks that weren't necessarily blue. And then you also got access to blue option cards. Bonus. So yeah, he's very effective. Again, Frontier Kid, inherited effect. Blue-green, Davis and Ken, or Daisuke and Ken. It's memory control, it's double color card that works in, it's splashable. Dual color card, red-blue, splashable. Koji, this one is memory control, and inherit blue card. Another Daisuke and Ken, works in blue, works in green, O2 representation, memory control. Another Tommy, works with hybrid, works in blue, works in red, and is hybrid support. And that's the blue ones. Yellow, we got Takaru, which is sort of O2 representation. This is the adventure reboot version of Takaru, but still it's an O2 kit. Memory support, memory control, which is nice. More O2 representation of Takaru and Kari. I don't remember if this is the tri-designs. It might be the tri-designs, but it's still a couple of characters that were the main characters for O2, so it's fine. Memory control. Here is another one of the hybrid support cards. Memory control, Yuri, O2 representation, and a yellow-green card with Takeru here. And this is the Tri design, so I guess this here might be this might be the design from the movie, actually, that came after Tri, the one with Hoodimon in it. But yeah, memory control, yellow-green, green splashable, and O2 support from the O2 movie, and what's called Hikren Yoli. And you can see this one actually specifically wants Hawkmon and Salmon. I also think we had a... Or did we not? No, we did not. This is the first time we have one of these. Okay. This one has an effect that works with Salmon and Hawkmon. And that might be too specific, anti-DNA devolution. But because of all the O2 support, we have multiple Hawkmon cards, we have multiple Salmon cards, we have many Digimon that can DNA devolve. So it is actually possible to use this card in the cube without too much trouble. So, moving into green, we have Mimi Tachikawa, the one from Booster 1, the one that was really hard to get. Like, this one, I did not draw that one in my booster, and then I had to go find it, and like, oh my freaking god, it was out of stock everywhere. This original Booster 1 Mimi Tachikawa was so overused in the meta at the time that I could not get one copy for my cube. So yeah, I don't remember how I got this one either. I just remember that there was just a drought of Mimi. Easy Mimi, memory control, pretty decent. Also, this one is also memory control. JP Shibayama, hybrid support, Mimi Tachikawa and Joe, memory control, splashable. This is the other one, the one Weemon and Wormmon. It's fine, and DNA devolution effect. It's also green-blue and therefore splashable. Zoe here is hybrid support, red and green for this splashability. Here we go. So getting into black, we have a memory control tie, another memory control tie. We have a memory control Izzy. We have some more memory control with Izzy and Joe. We have a splashable card that represents the O2 kits with Iori / Cody and Takeru TK. The one with the Armadillomon Patamon DNA devolution. And then we have a hybrid support yellow-black JP. Moving into purple, we have memory memory control map. Some memory control Kari. This one can work on the opponent's turn, so that's really mean. Sora Takenuchi Mitakawa, also memory control. Koichi Kimura, hybrid support again, but splashable into yellow. And Alice McCoy, which is also, well, not memory control per se, but it's the devolution help, which is indirect memory control. And that is the Tamers. Then I think we should do the rookies. Now that might sound weird after doing the megas, but the megas infer everything else because those are the Digimon we build up to. And I think it makes sense now that we know what we're doing and why we have certain things, that it makes sense to add in the rookies, especially because we just had that showcase of the Tamers that really want certain rookies. So it might be worth showing how many of those rookies we actually have. So yeah, I'm calling them rookies, but technicality wise it's level 3. And the reason why that's important is because not everything that's level 3 is necessarily a rookie, and not everything that's level 6 is necessarily a mega. It's complicated, that, especially because we have a lot of hybrids and armors in this cube. Although level 3 does not tend to be armor and or hybrid, but they can be. Like, in fact, actually now I think about it, there's a lot of hybrid cards in the level 3. So at least in blue and red. So it is not like it is completely out of the question. But yeah. Let's go with these guys, starting with the red ones. We have Promo Biomon. We have started X7 Biomon, which is a blogger, and I've been Been trying to make sure there is like a blocker in every color's level 3s, at least one. Because blockers are very useful in general. And again, interactability, the ability to react on your opponent's turn, very important. Agumon, this one is a searcher, and searchers are again important, and it's an Elsinard, it's very fancy. Hawkmon is here because there's Hawkmon in its name, and therefore there are many things that can evolve on Hawkmon, like many of its armor evolution, stuff like that, so it allows for some more cross-color stuff to happen. And again, it works with the Tamer. Flamemon, hybrid support, Flamemon, hybrid support, another Hawkmon, can evolve from red or yellow for splash ability. Another hybrid support can evolve from red or purple for splash ability. Bokumon here is hybrid support and a searcher. Penguinmon here is red, blue for what's it called? Splash ability. It is also dual color support. This Vmon is blue, can evolve in blue purple for splash ability, and it has Vmon in its name. Flamemon here is hybrid, has Vmon in its name, evolves from blue purple. Is yellow red and therefore splashable, works with red or yellow Tamers. Gilmon, red purple splashable, and that brings us back to Biomon promo. And then we have promo Gabumon. I hope those computer sounds didn't end up in the recording, but promo Gabumon, which is a searcher. We have a Vmon, which supports things with free trade, which we have a lot of in this set. Vmon searcher can evolve from green and blue. And Armadillomon has Armadillomon in the name. Patamon has Patamon in the name. Stravimon, searcher, hybrid, searcher, hybrid. Has Patamon in the name, can evolve from yellow and blue, works with DNA evolution. Searcher evolves from green blue, has Vmon in the name. Vmon evolves from green blue, is a searcher. Patamon evolves from yellow black for splash ability, is yellow and blue for even more splash ability. Has Patamon in its card name. Has Vmon in its card name, evolves from green purple, is blue red. Stravimon evolves from yellow blue. Support for hybrid is a searcher. Red blue Vmon has Vmon in its name. Biomon, this one is a blocker. And Penmon is blue and yellow. It has an ice snow effect, but that's fine. There are a few ice snow cards in the hybrid stuff, so it can hit a few things, not a whole lot. It's mainly here for its for the fact that it has a useful inherited and the fact that it's yellow and blue. There are a handful of cards that are in here that refers to things that aren't that splashable, and we've been trying to have as few things like that as possible because it confuses people we play Cube with sometimes when they're like, oh, that one has a Greymon effect, so I can make a Greymon deck, and then they grab it and then there are no Greymons. I think there's a Greymon too, but basically trying to have as few Digimon that refers to strategies that aren't in here as possible, which means that even if a card is functional, like that Penguinmon here, without the ice snow thing, it might be better to not have it in here to not confuse people. Now, there are a few exceptions. I have a card that refers to Pulsemon, even though we have no Pulsemon cards, and it ended up here because it's a yellow-black card, and I think it's also a blocker, which made it very useful for splash ability, and blockers are good and stuff like that. So sometimes it will end up there, but we have tried to have as little of that as possible. Anywho, promo Patamon, and it's a Patamon. Starter deck Patamon, which is a Patamon. A Salamander can evolve from both yellow and purple. It also works with DNA evolution. Another Patamon, and it's a searcher. An Armadillomon has Armadillomon in its name. Salamon has Salamon in its name. We have a Lucemon. Lucemon is very splashable because it's just a big thing you can put down because it's level 3. And if you can meet a condition, you can put it down pretty cheap. Armadillomon evolves from yellow-blue for splash ability. Can search, has Armadillomon in its name. Candelmon evolves from yellow-purple for splash ability. Salamon X Antibody has Salamon in its name. Pulsemon, this one is a blocker conditionally. Kotamon is also a blocker. Armadillomon evolving from blue yellow is black. For more speciality, has Armadillomon in its name. Nemon searches for hybrids. Another Lucimon. Renamon, yellow blue for speciality. And a Salamon that evolves from yellow and purple. Moving in here, we now have Wormmon here, which is Searcher and what's called. My brain is completely like, it's a promo and evolves from green blue. Starter deck Wormmon evolves from green blue, works with DNA Digivolution. Starter deck Biomon is green and red for special ability. Palmon here is a Searcher. Here's another Wormmon. Betamon here is a Searcher. And Goromon here is just nice to have. This Wormmon is a Searcher. And Goromon is a Blogger. Generally a decent Palmon. Has Hawkmon in its name. It was from yellow-green, is red-green, it's splashable. Splashable Wormmon. Tingamon, which is dual color support. Here's a memory control Terriermon. A green Hawkmon with Hawkmon in its name. It is also a Searcher, but it searches for Fortitude, which is not something this cube is built around, but there's like 3 or 4 different cards with Fortitude, so it's not like it never will come up. What's more important is it has Hawkmon in its name. Which makes it splashable with those cards. Lopmon, yellow, green, splashable. Agumon, purple, green, splashable. Fun fact, I had a game where I ended up evolving it into a red-yellow card because Geo Greymon can evolve on an Agumon. So like, that kind of stuff will come up. We only have one Geo Greymon in the entire cube, so it's not like evolving an Agumon is something that's going to be common, but evolving on Hawkmon, despite color, will be more common in the cube. Is more common in the cube. But yeah, Sunalissamon, the promo. Pretty decent card. Godsmon X Antimony, it's a blocker. Pontiasmon is a black-yellow blocker. It refers to things with puppet trade, which I don't know how many there are in the cube, but it's a blocker, it's black-yellow. It's splashable, it's a splashable blocker. Chikurimon, Security Digimon, Agumon Black, that can evolve with red and black for, what is it called, bring work with me, a special ability. It can search for Greymons. I already said we don't have that many Greymons, but we do have like a handful, so it might come up. It's a Pyramon that can evolve from red-black Agumon that is splashable. Again, can search for Greymon. We also have a few times, so a Godsmon, it's a blocker. Kukumon has inherited blocker, which is really powerful. Chuchumon here has inherited blocker, which is still powerful. It is splashable. It also has save, but save will basically never be relevant in this cube. There are nothing that do anything with it. The only thing you get out of save is not get this thing to discard power, and then other things can't interact with it. So yeah. Oh, I guess save technically. Oh, I just realized something. Save technically, yeah. If Chuchumon dies, and it goes under a Tamer, and I didn't use a hybrid, then it goes under. Okay. Save can actually do more than I thought. I need to think of that next time I might mess with this cube's design. Hagurumon X Antibody has blocker and inherited, can spawn a blocker. Kokapteriamon, dual color support. Espimon here, blue-black splashable card. Solomon here is a blocker. Monodramon is a searcher. This Godsmon is a blocker. So there's a lot of blockers in black, and that's just how black rolls. That's how the strategy of black works. There will be a lot of blockers. Right here, just a decent Candlemon, to be honest. A Fascomon, which is a blocker. A decent Gabumon. This Impmon is such a classic, it was hard not to include it. It has an easy time getting things trashed. We have Lopmon. There's a little bit of representation for both Frontier and O2. We have a Searcher Digimon. We have a Splashable Salamon. We have another Splashable Salamon, a Splashable Lopmon, Splashable Shakomon, a Splashable Goblimon. Also, the other day when we were using Cube, I swear our girlfriend kept killing our Lucemon with his Godimon. By deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. Okay, I'm gonna kill Lucemon. Very frustrating. Lilamon, what's called multicolor support. A Impmon with retaliation as inherited. A splashable Wormmon, another splashable Wormmon. A splashable Gilmon, and that is the purple level freeze. Okay, so now it's time to look at the level 4s, and that's like the second to last thing to look at. So, neato. There we have the red ones, and the blue ones. And let's see here. The yellow ones. And the green ones. And here is the black ones and the purple ones. Boom. Okay. Go. Red, blue, yellow, green, black, and purple. Let's go through them, because this is where things get very interesting. A lot of armors are level 4, a lot of hybrids are level 4. So here's all of the fun thematic stuff is gonna be. Okay, so we try to have at least 2 blockers in each color on level 4. So here we have a blocker Monochromon. We have a free Digimon that is both yellow and red, and O2 reference. O2 armor red blue, blocker black red, armor Digivolution O2 stuff. It is a Gatomon Digivolution actually. It's red yellow. So interestingly, next one here is Gatomon evolved with the armor of courage. So what is called? We're gonna have a lot of these obscure armor evolutions that weren't used in the anime because we really like those. Burning Greymon, purple red and hybrid. Grumblemon, hybrid. Gigasmon, more hybrid. Kurikakumon, blue red hybrid and has jamming. Green red hybrid, Kazamon. Red hybrid, Acnimon. Red hybrid, Burning Greymon. Armor Digimon, blue red, Flame Dramon. Flame Dramon that can evolve from red and purple, Armor Digimon. Boom. XVmon evolves from blue-green. These are the blue ones. What's called O2 representation. Blue hybrid. Blue what's Kumamon, blue hybrid. Kurikakumon, blue hybrid. Submarion, yellow-blue armor. Halsmon, red-blue armor. XVmon, O2 representation. Green-blue evolution. Lanamon, hybrid. Kalmarmon, hybrid. XVmon can evolve from green, purple, and Vmon. Blue-red hybrid. Togemokumon, armor Digimon, evolves from Wormmon with the Digimental of Friendship. Blue-green. A Patamon evolution. This is a hybrid. I believe it is the Digimental of Reliability. Blue-yellow support. Red-blue Kumamon, hybrid. Kalmaramon, hybrid. Melbertramon has a blue flare effect, so normally this would be one of the cards we want to avoid, but it's also a blue and black blocker with blocker inherited. It was way too good to leave out. Lightramon, armor, blue, green. Yeah, that's the blue ones. Yellow cards, starting with Casmon, a yellow hybrid. Zephrymon, also yellow hybrid. Magnamon, a blocker, yellow-blue armor Digimon. red, yellow, splashable Geo Greymon, yellow, blue armor Digimon with blocker, Magnamon. A blocker Angemon can evolve from black and yellow and is blue and yellow. Also O2, what's called? Stuff, it evolves from Patamon. Evolves from Salamon, O2 Gatomon, can evolve from purple and red, is a purple-yellow Digimon. Harvimon evolves from Hotmon, Armor Digivolution, and I think this is the DG of light, I think. I might be wrong about it, it could be Hope, I think it's light. Hawkmon with DG Egg of Light. Red Yellow Digivolution. And Kilomon, Black Yellow card evolves from Blue Yellow. Also evolves from Armadillomon. Kendo Garurumon, Hybrid. Lobomon, Yellow Blue Hybrid. Yellow Black Hybrid, Beetlemon. And Magnamon, a blocker with Armor Purge, evolves from Vmon. And Turumon, a yellow-green splashable Digimon. And Gold Videron, another armor evolution. This is Vmon with the DG of Destiny. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Moving into the green cards, we have green black Gargomon for special ability, also Wallace Willis O2. More O2 stuff with Rapidmon. It's a blocker, it's green yellow support. We have a hybrid Petalodramon, hybrid Beetlemon, hybrid Metal Caboterimon, another armor Rapidmon, yellow green, a red green armor in Shurimon, green yellow armor in Digimon, green blue armor in Lightramon, a red green Quilamon that also evolves from yellow and Hawkmon, a blue red or a Stingmon that can evolve from blue, red, and Wormmon that is green and purple. Arbamon, a hybrid Digimon. Sephiomon, a red-green hybrid Digimon. Black Gargomon, a green-black Digimon that can be splashed. And Darksuranmon, a green-purple Digimon that can be splashed. So, that brings us to the black ones. Starting with a blocker with Armor Purge, Magnamon, black and blue. A black hybrid with Grumblemon, a black hybrid with Gigasmon, a black-red splashable card in Cyclomon, a black-blue splashable card in Hookmon, a Greymon that can evolve from red and black, and with an inherited that can grant blocker, a black hybrid, another black hybrid, a purple-black card that grants blocker, and armor evolution of Armadillomon, yellow-black, hybrid black, a yellow-black hybrid, and a black-purple blocker that grants blocker, and it has save. However, SB1 here is a splashable black and purple Digimon, and there we go. Not black and purple, black and blue. Oh my god. Here we have Ramon. This Digimon is also treated like a cyborg trait. It is a black and purple splashable. We have a purple blocker. We have a yellow and purple splashable that can also search. A purple blocker, a purple hybrid, a purple and red armor evolution for Vmon, can evolve from purple or Vmon. Pipismon can evolve from Patamon. It is an armor evolution. It is purple and blue. We have a red-purple hybrid Digimon. We have a purple-yellow hybrid Digimon. We have another purple-yellow hybrid Digimon in Loimon. We have Duskmon, a purple hybrid Digimon. Villagermon, a purple hybrid Digimon. A Stingmon that can evolve from red, purple, and has retaliation as inherited. We have a Shadramon. It is a Wormmon armor that evolves from purple and red. We have a Vendimon here that evolves from purple or green, can be splashed. And I really do not like it when the computer does that. Anyways, that leaves us with the level 5s. I'm sorry I'm going through them a little bit fast, but I'm realizing that that maybe this is taking a little bit too long and I'm a little bit rambly, and oh my god. I missed one. We have a red and blue flame Digimon. This is one of the ones I count under my red level 4s, I'm pretty sure. It is an armor Digimon. Obviously, it is the most iconic one. And then here are the level 5s. And it is literally just the level 5s left, because that's all that's left in the cube. So, pretty neat. We've gotten to the final few. Let's see if I can't split them up. And there we go. Starting with the red ones, we have a blocker. We did try to also have blockers in level 5, but that was a little harder. But we have a red black blocker here. We have a red yellow Sylphimon, O2 representation. Aldamon hybrid. Aldamon hybrid. Brachymon, blue red splashable. DNA Digivolution Sylphimon, red yellow. Purple red splashable hybrid. Walkround 1 ace, it's an ace for interactability. Red hybrid in Aldamon, a Lavagoritamon that can evolve from red and black, and a splashable red and green Tyrannomon. Moving into blue, we have a DNA Digivolution Pilgrimon, green and blue, a hybrid Beowulfmon, a hybrid Dipinmon, and a hybrid Beowulfmon, a DNA Digivolution Pilgrimon, and a Pseudomon Ace, a green and blue DNA Digivolution Pilgrimon, as well as a Cerberus Werewolfmon mode for splashability. Oh, and Beowulfmon, another hybrid Digimon. One for blue-yellow, and Dipinmon, another what's called splashable hybrid Digimon. And Domon, one last splashable Digimon, and I think that is it for the blues. That brings us to yellow, which starts us with a yellow-black blocker and Nightmon. A anti-woman that can evolve from yellow and purple, has a really good unplay effect. A green and yellow Extranomon, a blue and yellow Shakumon to represent O2, a hybrid Jet Sylphimon, a DNA Digivolution Sylphimon, red and yellow, a DNA Digivolution Shakumon, blue and yellow, a Magnamon Ace for the interactability, Skullbalukimon, purple and yellow for splashability, a green-yellow Antilamon for splashability, a red and yellow Rice Greymon for splashability. There we go. Now, green-blue Dinobemon, DNA Digivolution Digimon, Rapidmon, green-black for splashability, represents Wallace Willis. What's called a green hybrid, another Ace Digimon, a green-red hybrid, a green-purple splashable Antilamon, another Ace, a green-yellow splashable Chromon, a blocker that can evolve from green and blue in the form of Groundramon, even though it refers to Examon a lot of times, which those will never come up. But it was still too good to have a blocker that could evolve from both blue and green. Black-green Rapidmon, yellow-green Antilamon, and there we go. That's the green ones. Moving into black. Shalmon Cross 5, security +1 and blocker. It's a red-black blocker. Mamamon, a searcher that can evolve from black and green. A black-red metal Greymon for splashability. It does only evolve from black though. Here it is, the shoot one I was talking about with the Pulsemon stuff. It is not a blocker, I misremember, but it is a yellow-black. It is a Digimon that can evolve from yellow-black, which helps it, which helps with splashability, and has a pretty decent ability for when it digivolves. So, a DNA Digivolution Shakumon, black and yellow, hybrid, black and yellow, a splashable Oblivimon, black and blue, a blocker in Andromon, a green and black splashable Grableomon, a green and black splashable Metal Tyrannomon, a Cyberdramon Ace for interactability. And that brings us to the final few, the purple ones. Rebelliomon is sometimes a blocker with retaliation. It is a purple and black Digimon. Fun fact for those of you who might not know this, older cards before we got this version of the dual color cards, we had Digimon that says this Digimon is also treated as color. I don't know if that could be read. instead of having them actually be dual colors. So this is a black and purple Digimon. We had a few of those down here. I believe I mentioned the Sylphimon that was yellow and red, but wasn't visibly yellow and red. So just, you know, I wasn't misspeaking about those. They are actually a dual color as well. Raihimon is a hybrid Digimon. Varusidamon here is purple-blue, splashable. Weismon is purple-black splashable, but also it was hard not to have Weismon in here when we have Ancient Weismon and all the black hybrids. It would be sad to leave him out. Purple-red Dino-Beamon, DNA Evolution. Purple-yellow Blogger, that is splashable. Purple-yellow hybrid. Black-purple Blogger. Purple-red splashable. And this is what's called Arrestodramon on Superior mode, which is cool to have some representation from Hunters. Do like that. Like, it was short-lived, but I really enjoyed Hunters. So, a purple-green Blogger, a purple-green splashable Antilamon, and that is that. That is our entire cube. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. You can see the entire cube card list in the document down below. So go check that out if you want to copy the cube. It also has guidelines for how to build your own cube based off of our experiences. So, you know, might be useful. On that, it is now time for me to be spawning out. So bye.